world's in some strange times right now.
We have to look out for one another.
We have amazing support from our family and friends.
And we'll have stories to tell
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride.
for years to come.
More in Common is checking in
How are you?
with Bachelor Colton Underwood after his battle with COVID-19.
What we are doing right now, practicing social distancing, this is what CFers go through every day.
With a wedding party in Houston going the distance for love.
We were really excited about our wedding.
We have to cancel the whole entire thing.
A hotel owner in Portland doing his part to protect the vulnerable.
It just was a no-brainer for us. They're able to get well here.
One of our own producers saying yes to the dress even when she's stuck at home.
That's pretty.
This is easily my favorite.
And a man in Atlanta helping the homeless population to stop the spread.
Giving people experiencing homelessness the tools to protect themselves against COVID-19.
All that and more when we check in. I'm Michael Koenigs, and this is my home office here. I've got a standing desk of books, a very official-looking poster back there, and this episode is devoted to love, spreading it and finding it. And you can't have an episode about love if you don't have a little marriage. So we're starting off with this story of a couple tying the knot and refusing to cancel because of COVID.
So our wedding was supposed to take place in my hometown of Abbeville, Louisiana on March 20th, 2020. We were really excited about our wedding.
Then all of a sudden, this whole coronavirus epidemic came along, and it seemed like it changed every minute. 2 days before, it was like, we have to cancel the whole entire thing.
300 guests. Plane tickets were canceled, catering contracts, the sky was falling. Our best friend called the Brazoria County Courthouse and said, where there's a will, there's a way, and we are getting y'all married on March 20th.
That's right. It was different. We only had, 7 people in there?
Yeah. Judge Sebesta was amazing. The most remarkable part was we came out of the courthouse.
Ah, I love it, look.
Several friends and family were sitting in their cars and honking their horns and screaming out of their windows because everyone's health and safety. But when we got down the street,
We love y'all so much.
We love y'all very much.
we saw so many friends and family on the side of the road in front of their houses dressed in black tie. They were throwing rice and flowers and
Sparklers, and they would just all sit in their driveway respecting the
Social
distancing, and we actually went back around to go one more time.
I mean, it just completely changed the dynamic of how we were feeling that day. Everything seemed to be completely shutting down. But we put things in perspective really quickly, and we got to celebrate with our closest family and friends, and so really showed us how much love is in the world and that our marriage was the most important part.
If you can't get married at the courthouse, maybe follow the example of this Indiana couple that got hitched in their front yard.
Nothing got in the way of two people coming together and celebrating their love for each other.
Before we get started with the vows, I just wanted to check your distance.
We would have stood out here, rain, wind, or whatever. We still would have been here.
I wanted to be here for my granddaughter.
It was a happy time and bad times.
We had our plans changed completely because of the COVID-19 pandemic that's going on. We decided that we still wanted to get married today, and we were going to do it on the front lawn, doing our social distancing, and then everybody else that wasn't outside was able to attend in their cars in our drive-up wedding. We really wanted our grandparents to still be able to see it. That was how the whole thing started, with having the drive-up, and it was amazing. I can't believe so many people showed up in their cars.
I have to protect myself because of the COVID-19, naturally, of course, but I wanted to be here, for Nicole and Tim. And that was the most important thing. And thank God we could at least do it this way.
I can't explain it, really. It just was heartwarming for me for this to happen.
Do you, Nicole, promise to take Timothy to be your wedded husband, to have and to hold, to love, to cherish, till death do you part?
I do. We had 165 people RSVP that were supposed to be there. We have a huge wedding party, so our wedding party unfortunately couldn't all be a part of it today. We just had our brother and sister.
My sister is probably the most determined person I know, and I knew nothing was going to stop her from having her big, beautiful day.
We'd all run and hug you, but we can't.
Right.
We're just so proud that they were able to pull this off and have the excitement and the special day that they always wanted.
As long as I got to walk her down the aisle, that's all I care.
The world's in some strange times right now, and to see something like this happen, this is awesome.
We just want to wish them well.
Yeah, long, happy
happiness, long marriage. Yeah. We love them.
We love you so much, and we know that everything is going to go very well for you for the rest of your lives.
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride.
I still think it was perfect.
It was a very interesting way to go about it from what we had planned, but it was an amazing time to do.
And we'll have stories to tell for years to come.
I'm the kind of guy that takes a lot of pictures at weddings, and these moments from social media capture the love and got me a little weepy-eyed. I got a little emotional watching this video of a man reuniting with his wife. They'd been separated due to coronavirus concerns, and when he shows up at her door with the flowers and gives her this incredible hug, happy birthday, Mom! She starts to just weep, being reunited with the man she's loved for so long. It's just a powerful moment caught on camera by the daughter. And here's another story of timeless love. Lou, 97 years old, serenades his wife. They'd been married for over 30 years, but now separated by glass due to coronavirus. Their love goes far beyond those barriers. Now for a little young love, Sierra and Maxwell out in Reno, Nevada, end up getting married by virtual wedding ceremony. They have their officiant there on the screen, and their vows were watched by over 70 people, their friends on Zoom, dealing with the times, but their love is strong. In fact, they said they had their perfect wedding dinner, a little Chick-fil-A afterward. Here's another incredible moment. This one out in Los Angeles. A couple that was planning to get married had to postpone that wedding to later in the year, and the 30th birthday of Jason here was going to be a little lackluster until Hannah convinced all her neighbors to sing happy birthday through the windows to surprise him in their downtown Los Angeles apartment. And now for one of the most moving wedding ceremonies of 2020, Sarah and Liam tying the knot in this hospital room. He's there for a heart transplant in Cambridge, England, and the whole hospital staff is gathered around there cheering them on as she comes through in that beautiful wedding dress. Deeply moving moment. Hope you like that. For more, check out our Facebook page. The closure of bars and restaurants across the country has brought traditional dating to a screeching halt. But these two New Yorkers are finding ways to use technology to help others find love.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my God.
Dating can be complicated in normal times, but the coronavirus pandemic and subsequent physical distancing orders have brought the love lives of millions to a sudden and unceremonious halt. But as we adapt to life stuck at home, can we adapt our romantic lives as well? I know just who to ask. Brandon Berman and Harrison Foreman are the founders of Updating, a weekly event in New York City where complete strangers go on blind dates in front of a live audience.
What's your go-to drink? I like Miller Lite. Is that okay? No.
Now that live events are indefinitely canceled, Brandon and Harrison have moved their show online. Basically, coronavirus hit New York and brought the dating world to a screeching halt.
It's over, yeah.
So how are you guys adapting your show when people can't go to bars, can't go to restaurants?
So one word, Zoom. We have the same structure that we were doing with the live show, but on Zoom.
Michelle went after Jeff, and Jeremy, you went after Marnie.
Did we let a double date happen?
It's interactive, it has commenting. People can DM us or comment, say, I'm interested in one of the daters. We'll bring you on the Zoom.
Jeremy, should we tell everyone that we know each other?
Whoa, what do you mean?
We used to date a long time ago.
Really?
I want to know, what is Updating?
Updating, it's an interactive blind date in front of an audience that's more funny than it is romantic.
Big thing backstage. Sonia's 33, Emily is 22. Sonia likes younger men, Emily likes older men.
We show the audience the behind the scenes. We're seeing it unravel as they are as well.
Should we just blindfold it?
It's really cool because, for the first time ever, people outside of New York City can watch our whole show live. There's such an opportunity to impact more people with virtual.
Do you have any tips for people who are out in the world dating right now in the time of COVID, what should we be doing?
Definitely don't be afraid to FaceTime date. I think people should just have fun with it. I'm having fun with it.
So if you're stuck at home in New York City or beyond, maybe don't give up on dating just yet. As the saying goes, love finds a way.
Still to come.
I think that's the scariest part of all this is I don't know where I got this. I don't know how long it was in my system. I don't know who I maybe came in contact with.
Former Bachelor Colton Underwood on his battle with coronavirus.
And I just remember thinking I had the flu.
Coming up, how do you say yes to the dress when stores are closed? We'll tell you.
Oh, wow.
Welcome back to More in Common Check-In. This episode all about love and weddings. One of our own producers, Jessica Lugo, has a big event coming up, but with bridal boutiques closed, it's harder than ever to find the perfect dress. But she shows us a way.
Do you like this one? I mean, I'm sure it's good for somebody.
I'm getting married! Hi guys! I know a lot of brides right now are having to cancel their wedding dress shopping appointments. However, I found a bridal shop that will ship wedding dresses right to your doorstep so you can have the wedding dress experience in the comfort of your home. Fiero Bridal will ship up to 4 dresses to you. All you have to do is pay the shipping fee. Prices range from $99 for 2 fitted dresses to $99 for a ball gown. It depends on the size of the dress. Of course, we would love to be in person at a bridal shop trying on dresses. But I can't lie, this experience was amazing. My maids of honor were able to Skype in, and I was able to take my time with each dress, unlike having only an hour for a regular bridal appointment.
In 3, 2, 1.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty.
Yeah, this is easily my favorite.
It's really pretty. I like it. And then it has a really nice train.
Yeah, let me see the train. See, this is what I'm talking about.
This is what you're talking about.
Once you receive the dresses, you have up to 2 days to ship them back. And that's it. It's easy as that. Grab some champagne, get your bridal party on Skype, and enjoy the moment.
Okay.
Oh!
Yes!
Up next, Colton Underwood on beating COVID-19 and how social distancing made him think about a cause he's passionate about.
This has been particularly moving and emotional for me just because I run a nonprofit for cystic fibrosis. Part of me wants to be like, this is what CFers go through every day.
Someone who is very familiar with love is former ABC Bachelor Colton Underwood. He was recently diagnosed with COVID-19, but on his road to recovery, he discovered a way to make connections and a cause very close to his heart. Let's check in. Hi, Colton. It's so good to check in with you there.
How are you?
Not bad, not bad. This is the spot, this is the house you've been hunkered down in, huh?
Yeah, this isn't the exact room, but I've been in Huntington Beach at Cass's family's house, and they've taken really good care of me, and yeah, we made it work.
I believe it. I mean, just following along on Instagram, how did it start and how did you get through it?
It feels like all a blur now, but at the time, being semi-symptomatic, and I just remember thinking I had the flu. It took a turn one night. That's when I actually went and got tested when it got really bad. I'm full recovered, and I'm working with the healthcare professions here in Orange County to figure out how I can help by donating blood for research or for people. So
you guys are still, trying to stay away from folks. And
yep.
I remember we had done a piece on Localish featuring the foundation that you've set up to help kids with cystic fibrosis and how they have to, whenever they're together, stay at least 5-6 feet apart.
This has been particularly moving and emotional for me just because I run a nonprofit for cystic fibrosis. My little cousin has cystic fibrosis and is a CF warrior, so I opened up a foundation to help support them. And what we are doing right now, practicing social distancing, they do on a daily basis. They have to wash their hands more than people. They have to be cautious about being around sick people. This is what CFers go through every day. This is their normal, and for us, it shut our world down. I think that's sort of a perspective that I've taken. This is meaningful beyond belief for me because I want to keep fighting for people living with CF.
Seeing some of those pictures of the kids reaching through the window to just kind of wave to friends going through something similar, now we're seeing those kind of images all over the world.
Yeah, and if we could take any lessons, if we could take any advice, I would say look at anybody living with cystic fibrosis. They're some of the most resilient and strong-willed people that I've ever met.
Being in isolation and this need to check in, who are some people you've been checking in with over the last few weeks?
That's been the coolest part. I guess if there's a silver lining in any of this is I've been able to catch up with a lot of people who I haven't deemed have time for in my busy schedule. So I've checked in with all sorts of my family members, my friends, coaches. I try to always look for the positives in certain situations, and while we're all confined and locked to our houses, I feel like we're more connected than ever.
Well, it's been fun to follow along, and I just appreciate the chance to check in with you, and it's been great to have you on Localish before, and then to know how much you've done to raise awareness both on this issue and cystic fibrosis, and we certainly don't want to forget that. Okay, let's spread the love now. This man out in Atlanta is helping the homeless flatten the curve with this very simple idea.
What we're doing is giving people experiencing homelessness the tools and resources to protect themselves against COVID-19. My name is Terrence Lester, and I'm the executive director and founder of Love Beyond Walls. You know, when I was a teenager, ran away from home, experienced homelessness myself, and was able to overcome that. And so while people were fighting over toilet tissue and complaining about staying home, we started thinking about people experiencing homelessness not being able to wash their hands because of a lack of access to water or because some public spaces are shut down. And that will leave people literally on the streets without access to the basic human right of water and soap. I came up with this idea that we would use portable sinks to install them in high traffic areas. People experiencing homelessness are more prone to contracting coronavirus because they live in close proximity. Many people rely on those communities for shared resources, like sharing bottles of water or food. I think this moment in time has given us an opportunity to see how interconnected we are, that we are stronger together, not apart. And no longer can we stand idly and watch people suffer because they're just like me and you. We have to look out for one another.
Soup kitchens across the country have more visitors than ever, and they're redefining what it means to feed the hungry.
Normally, we're a soup kitchen, so usually this is our dining room. And we have people eating here 4 days a week. We usually have somewhere between 65 and 85 people. So what we're trying to do now is to redesign our work to meet this hugely increased need.
The hardest thing was we went from operating one way, and it felt like overnight our entire operation changed. Our meals went up by the thousands, and so now it's getting enough volunteers and getting the food that we need.
You have parents that have kids in school and they're working a low-wage job and they now can't go to work. They have kids at home and they have the food need they had before, but now they also don't have income.
Some of the challenges is just what you probably expect. It's keeping the distance, making sure that all our surfaces are sanitized, and changing the gloves every 20 minutes. Okay guys, change your gloves please. Thank you. It's such a great community, so it feels good as we're doing it. We're still serving all our guests that are grateful, and we know that if we come together that it's going to be a success.
I think it's important because there are people out there that are in greater need than I am.
I know there's a lot of hungry people. I've seen them here. I know now it's even more desperate times. People who normally had a place to come and sit and eat here now have to find another place to eat. So if I can at least help a little bit by at least packaging the food, I feel like I'm doing something.
Our community is amazing. The food in this room is from so many different places and so many different people. And the types of calls that we're getting, people wanting to help, that is what is going to get us through.
What is amazing too is the outpouring of giving from restaurants and from supermarkets and what I just can't believe the amount of food that's coming in here.
I think we are a community that is there for each other. I think this brings out the best in us, even though it's very stressful.
still to come.
These are all people who probably didn't think anyone was going to help them with their illness. They're grateful to have a roof over their head and a private place to get better.
You can tell a lot about a society based on how they treat their most vulnerable, and this next story is no exception. A hotel in Portland, Oregon is converting their bedrooms to help the homeless and sick.
For some, probably it's the first time they've had their own room, their own bathroom, and a television for an extended period of time in quite a while. I saw one of the people staying with us, they had a sticky note and they had drawn a nice thank you, and they came and they stuck it next to the Multnomah County sign, which, you know, was subtle, but just like a cool gesture that, you know, this is a community that is very grateful. My name is Nick Pearson. I'm the general manager of the Jupiter Hotel here in Portland, Oregon. The Jupiter opened its doors 15 years ago. We were Portland's first independent boutique hotel. America was kind of waking up to the reality of what this pandemic was going to look like. And over the course of 5 days, we saw occupancy levels plummet from 80% down to 10%. Our director of business development was actually driving into work and heard on the local community radio station that the county was looking for hotel and motel properties to use as temporary shelters. We had an empty 81-room asset, and the county had a huge need, and it just was a no-brainer for us. Basically, the Jupiter is running fully as an extension of the Multnomah County shelter system as a level 2 shelter. It's for people experiencing homelessness who are experiencing illness symptoms. They could be specific to COVID-19, they could be regular flu symptoms, but they just need to get taken out of the general shelter population at this time. They're able to get well here. The county has medical staff at the site to provide health services, but they're also doing mobile testing here. They're no different than anyone else. Everyone's a little bit scared. Everyone is unsure of what's coming next. These are all people who probably didn't think anyone was going to help them with their illness. Cool to be able to, you know, make really useful at a time like this.
Thanks so much for watching the Check-In today. And don't forget to check in with your own friends, neighbors, and loved ones in the days ahead.